Yo, 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 what is going on, my friend? Avram Gonzales here, coming to you with another inspiring video. Today's Friday, and I'm doing a few errands, getting ready to go fly down to Houston, Texas to spend the weekend with a bunch of badasses and millionaires, online marketers, you know, my kind of peeps. And anyway, I'm doing this whole video a day thing. I said I'm going to do 90 days of videos because I did a whole year of videos back in 2010 and it really changed my life, and I'm ready to jump back into the saddle. And so today's video, I want to talk about an experience that I had last week when I was climbing these mountains here in Colorado. There's a chain of 4 different mountains, Democrat, Lincoln, Cameron, and Bros. They're all 14,000 foot peaks. Colorado has the most 14,000 foot peaks out of all the states in the U.S., excluding, I think, Alaska, because they got some bigger mountains up there. But, you know, this video isn't about mountains as much as it's about what I learned climbing the mountains, okay? Because what was so interesting about this trek that I haven't experienced in a while was this one was totally covered in snow. Even though it's the end of May, I went up on Memorial Day weekend right before the craziness started. You know, it's covered in snow, ice, and we had to hike in like an extra mile, or I'm sorry, an extra hour just to get to the bottom of the mountain so we could start to climb. And most interesting thing happened, right? Because most of the time, you know, I think about going and doing a 14er and climbing these mountains, and I go, yeah, it's such a great thing, right? And then when you wake up that morning or you start hiking up, you think to yourself, what the hell am I doing? Like, what am I doing up here? This is craziness. Who would seriously put themselves through this kind of exhaustion and this kind of a push just to climb a mountain? It's like, well, me, you know, and a lot of other people too. But what's interesting is, as you climb the mountain, you notice how badly you really want to quit, stop, turn around, go home, complain to your buddy who you're hiking with, you know, take a break and maybe not get up and keep going and that kind of stuff. And I just realized how badly I wanted to do all of those things. How badly I wanted to quit. And I'm here at my house and I gotta make sure I pull in here correctly before I crash to the garage door or something. Anyway, you realize how badly you want to quit. And it happens to me every single time I do a 14er. It's like, you know, in many respects, it's easy to do. Let me do this for you. In many respects, it's an easy thing to do. It's a lot of mind over matter kind of stuff. And as I was climbing the mountain this past weekend, it's like, okay, the conditions were perfect to make the climb. There was no weather coming in. Sure, it was difficult to make the climb up in the snow and all that stuff and make your way through that. It's an extra obstacle, but there was really nothing that was stopping me from doing it. And the thing is when you want to quit real bad, you got to know what to do if you really want to make it happen. And so for me, when I want to quit really bad, I remind myself about how badly I actually want it. You know, there's a lot of videos on there. You know, it's like, if you want it real bad, you gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe, and you'll get everything that you want. And that's true. But I also realized like how badly I want to climb those mountains. You know, how badly I want to get to the top. And the thing is like, that far outweighs how badly I want to quit. And that's what gets me everywhere and to everything that I want to get out of life. Because it applies not only to climbing mountains, it applies to everything else. It's that willingness to do whatever it takes that will actually get you exactly where you want to go. Because you got to want it bad enough. Right? We're so used to living a life of total complacency, and that's not going to get you anything more than where you are right now. And so what I knew was, if I had quit climbing that mountain this past weekend, 4 of them actually, if I would have quit on any of them, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself knowing that I was so close from getting exactly what I wanted. Right? Because even the last 100 yards up the first mountain, I wanted to quit real bad. As the wind was flying across my jacket, as the sun was beaming down into the snow and up into my eyes, I actually ended up getting sunburned a little bit on my eyes and around my eyelids. Can't get sunscreen in there. It's a crazy experience. But as all that stuff was happening and I could hear my heart just pounding through my head and I could do nothing but breathe and suck the thin air out of the atmosphere at 14,000 feet, I knew that I couldn't live with myself if I turned back knowing that I was that close. So my question for you is, are you going to be willing to live with yourself knowing that you might be this close to the breakthrough that you've been asking for your entire life? Don't give up, my friend. It could be right around the corner, but you're never going to know unless you push it and you make it happen. Because the truth is, conditions will never be optimal for the perfect success. That's why you got to do everything from your end to make it possible. Just like I did climbing those 14,000-foot mountains last weekend, right? And if I hadn't have done it, I wouldn't have experienced the pure bliss and joy that came from glissading, sliding on my butt, down a 14,000-foot mountain. So if you want to see that video, it's a good one. You can check that out up here. And I want to know in the comments below, what do you do when you're close to quitting? What gets you back into the game, motivated, inspired? What is it that gets you back in the game when you feel like you're just about to quit? Comment below, like this video if you loved it, and most of all, I thank you for watching this video. Share it out if you got something special out of it, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video. Bye.